Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Totally Oblivious. I am your host. Yes, we are recording.
I didn't see you. Excuse me. I didn't see you press the record button.
You're a fool, then.
I guess.
I'm your host, Caleb Perez, here with co-host Alex.
Hola.
How are you doing today?
Terrible.
Terrible.
I woke up.
Oh, man. That's bad? Why are you terrible? Because you woke up?
I'll explain it after the podcast.
Okay. Well,
okay, hold on. I get that the milk and stuff in front of us is supposed to be funny, but we'll record for an hour. You're just going to let that milk just sit there?
I'm going to put it away.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we might as well throw out the peep in the room. I have Peeps cereal. I saw it at the store. I thought it'd be good to try on the podcast because it might be terrible. And people like seeing our suffering, so we might as well try it. This is definitely 100% artificial. There's nothing natural in this cereal.
210 hold on. We're going to look at the nutritious facts.
Nutrition facts on Peeps cereal.
34% sugar. Jesus Christ. Why does it have so much iron? What the fuck?
Dang.
This can't be good for you. There's no way.
I'm telling you, there's nothing natural within that.
Like, I'm looking at, okay, no,
like
210 calories is like 3 bags of goldfish.
Like, this is basically...
Mini bags.
This is like that scene from the Krusty Krab where they're, like, putting the gray ooze into the Krabby Patties. This is just that. This is just gray ooze. We don't even know what this is. Maybe corn.
You know, can I tell you that I've just stopped eating in general?
No. Well, actually, yeah, you did mention that.
I don't eat as much as I used to just because I'm watching my weight. But like sometimes I'll look at the nutritious facts. I'll be like,
man.
I'll be like, what the fuck am I? Look at the ingredients. Don't look at the calorie count. Look at the ingredient. What the fuck is that? What is the bottom of that fucking bowl?
I don't know. I don't know why plastic bowls and cups do that. They just add a residue.
Gross.
Yeah. Probably why we shouldn't be using so much plastic products.
How do you feel about microplastics then?
It's bad.
I think.
And it's unavoidable too.
Because isn't like even the clothes we wear technically plastic by definition?
It depends on what clothes.
I think a majority of it. I won't lie though, but I know I say that, but I like polyester clothes.
Polyester's nice.
Now that windbreaker material.
Yeah.
Don't feed me a lie.
I don't think I'm gonna serve myself too much.
They're fucking Fruit Loops. I fucking thought they're what?
It's Fruit Loops?
Why are they Fruit Loops?
I don't know.
These are just fucking recolored Fruit Loops.
Yeah. Peeps cereal box.
Okay, another critique. Caleb and Post, zoom in on this fucking on this marshmallow.
That individual marshmallow. What about it?
Look at it.
I see it. It looks.
I didn't even do that on purpose. That's just. So if I eat this right now, what are you gonna do?
Absolutely nothing.
I was gonna be like, you're gay now.
Give. Let's eat this garbage cereal. Definitely gonna get diabetes.
You think
they make Peeps Pepsi too? Peepsy.
It sounds like one of those cat memes where it's just like Dr. Bebber. Peepsy.
It's probably as good for your health as a cat attacking your throat.
What?
Welcome to our ASMR channel.
Why the fuck is this spoon so long?
You know what? It just sucks. There's no flavor other than just sugar.
I thought I was tasting strawberry.
Your mind was lying to you.
I thought I was tasting strawberry. Hold on, I have to be weird. I don't got a stand-up mic.
Yeah. I'll be Alex's mouth and eyes and ears. Well, he doesn't have a mic.
It sucks.
It's garbage. Definitely. It's like bad Lucky Charms. Yeah, Peeps. Let me tell you. Come here. Come here.
The fucking
Peeps.
candy.
Your cereal sucks. Stop making it. You're harming children. Well, that's that segment.
Yeah.
That was awful. Well, Alex, how's your memory?
Depends on the subject, but it's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Do you remember your first memory?
I've been asked this question before, and I think I always change the answer because I can't remember the memory until like 2 weeks later. But I think the most prominent memory I do remember having is I think this might be the earliest memory I can think of. I don't being a child, it's all a blur. You don't actually understand the concept of time. So I think technically the earliest memory I can remember is that of walking away with my grandpa's beer and drinking it, and then proceed to say, "This is gross.
This is icky."
And they all laughed. They're like, "Oh, look at the child with the beer." It's my earliest memory I can think of. So yeah. So I think my memory's pretty good. I think it's definitely better now.
Yeah, I think you remember things a little better towards like the center of your life than you would earlier in your life.
Yeah, definitely. Not to stray from whatever subject you're going to try to get on here, but have you ever read the Harvard? I think it's a Harvard study where they're like, if you like Pokemon as a kid and remembered a majority of the Pokemon, you are psychologically damaged to the point where there is a part of your brain that will forever remember the Pokemon.
I don't.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on Twitter and looking at the article in the Harvard study. It's like, yeah, like you will. It's kind of true. Where in the sense, I know we're Pokemon fans here, but like, you will forever remember those Pokemon, even if you try to forget about Pokemon in general.
Yeah,
like you will always remember the Pokemon rap.
True.
Like I can't sing the rap, but I know the entire first generation.
Yeah.
Like if you were to show me pictures of them and their names accordingly, I think I can get 151 out of 151 pretty accurately.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think it's damaging to you.
No, but like it's not damaging. Well, it depends how you see it. But like, there's a part of your brain that will just be like, you see these memories of these funny little animal creatures. Never delete them. They will always be there.
Don't delete.
They are almost as important as the automatic function of breathing. And the brain goes, mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like damaging is a trigger word they used, but
yeah.
I can definitely see why you would have those ingrained in your brain. Because at the end of every episode, they're like, all right, let's name off every Pokemon. And the Pokemon always just say their names over and over again.
That is true.
You'll never forget Pikachu's name.
You know what's weird about that? Why the fuck do they always just repeat their names?
I've always wondered that too, but I think I actually read that they designed that specifically so people would know the characters' names because they're just saying it over and over again.
It's like Goku saying, "I'm Goku.
Hi, I'm Goku.
I'm Goku. I'm Goku."
And everyone knows who Goku is.
So why did you bring that up? Why is memory the subject today?
Because memories are an interesting thing. They fade with time, but some will stay with you forever. Like my first memory, I remember I was about 2 years old, and this can be confirmed by the time that this happened, is we're dropping my brother Cliff off for his mission. Or it's his mission or his graduation. I don't exactly remember, but I know I was about 2 years old when this occurred. And I just remember being in the car seat.
You got the update in the car seat?
I got the update in the car seat. I was in there, and I remember seeing the like buckle strapped to me for the first time. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was like attached to me with my little baby mind. I was like, what is this? I don't think this should be on me.
You took it off for what?
I think my mom or dad came out and unbuckled me and took me out. And then the memory just like shuts off after that. But yeah, that's my very first memory that I've ever had conscious in of like, whoa.
Consciousness is a weird subject. Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Like I had like an epiphany the other day. I'm all like, if all the body's organs have a specific function and do things, why wouldn't like? Okay, how am I going to say this? So the brain isn't. This is crackhead time with Alex. If the brain controls all the body's functions, like it's a intermediate, would you say like the soul or like anything is like technically true, because technically consciousness is almost in and of itself its own thing? Like you can think independently of yourself, and it's like this. Okay. I'm gonna go off track. It's like the body chooses what it's allergic to, but then the consciousness can be like, what the fuck?
I don't want that.
No, why'd you decide that, body? Like it's kind of like that, like where it's almost like it's separate, but it still has to operate with itself.
It's definitely a weird thing, because I've read a lot of different studies that like people can have like fractions of their like brain taken out, but they can still remember and do certain functions. So like there's something like deeper within the human being that we don't really understand yet, whether that be a soul or not. It's just something like that with being a human that you just can't really get rid of unless you just die. And even then we don't even know what happens.
Insert any religion here.
Yeah, true.
No, I don't know. It's always weird because I always think about that kind of stuff, and like with a memory thing, it's just like, I don't know. It's the memories I always kind of think of, because I don't know. It's just weird being alive.
It really is weird being alive, because it's just like you go about there's days you just go about and you like don't even know what's gonna happen. You don't care what happens throughout that day, and by the end of it, like somehow you have a memory that's just gonna stay with you for the rest of your life.
For real.
Like, just the strangest thing.
It's weird. Being a little monkey that can think for himself is just weird. Emotions in general are just a weird concept. Do you ever think about that? Like, why do we get jealous? Why do we get angry? I don't know. What's the point? Because you would think at one point, at being at a conscious level, that it wouldn't matter, no?
Well, what's funny is because even animals will feel those emotions. So it's not a specifically human trait to feel emotions. Like,
well, even then, I'm not probably even talking about humans. It's just weird.
I don't know. It's
so funky.
Something in the mind that makes us feel. We have feels.
Why do I have feels, Caleb?
I don't know. Even fish have feels, apparently.
Why do you think fish has feels? Why do you think dogs act like, or why do you think sharks act like dogs?
I don't
rotated.
know. I'm not a
put that on screen right now.
I'm not a biologist. I don't know these things.
Can a whale feel sad?
A whale, I think. No, it's not whales. It's elephants that have like actual like death ceremonies when one of their members dies.
I knew that.
That's pretty cool. But like, yeah, I think I believe whales also have a sort of mourning process that they go through. Because sharks and orcas like murking their babies a lot.
Get fucked.
Yeah. But
that's such an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. The feeling of feelings is, I think, something that people don't really have a grasp on. Why just the human consciousness in general is something that we know basically nothing about.
And that's so weird.
It's within us and we don't even know.
Like, why do I act like it's just I really wonder so much about that sometimes. Sometimes I'll just be meandering about and all of a sudden my brain will be like, why am I thinking? Am I thinking?
It's true, because
if is the brain me? Am I the brain?
What's funny is because I have times like that too, but it's more like I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna not think, just sit here blankly, and like there's like a thought behind my thoughts thinking, and I'm like,
Hey, what are you
Stop
doing?
thinking.
Stop thinking.
We're not supposed to be thinking.
We're supposed to.
Now I'm thinking about the thinking that I'm thinking. And it's just a never-ending cycle. I can never stop thinking.
I wish I could be in the flow state, but like I don't have to have a subject. You know what that is? You know what the flow state is?
I think I have an idea.
It's Ultra Instinct in real life, where like
Ultra
you ever play a game so hardcore that nothing else matters.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Like I wish I had that, but just in daily life in general, just to like move constantly without the need to think.
See, but at the same time, I feel like thinking's like what half the reason to even living, because like if you were just a drone going through your daily life, would there even be a reason to go through that day?
Counterpoint. I'm thinking. Give me a second here. It's loading. The brain's processing information here to give to my lips. Mm-hmm. Why am I here to begin with?
Experience.
But why do I need to experience?
You were born, so therefore you experience.
But I don't want to, universe.
Well, if you weren't meant to, you would have died a long time ago.
I probably would have, but vaccines stopped that, and modern medicine
stopped that. Well, then
I probably would have been dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What happened?
I think I had... okay, I don't know if I got chickenpox by themselves or it was because of the vaccine I got. I think I might have had just a reaction to it, but
yeah,
there is a possibility that I might have just croaked when I was younger.
Well, yeah, I can see that. I mean, vaccine or not, you could have croaked to chickenpox.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Viruses.
Vaccine would prevent that, but and it did.
You think you would have died at a young age?
To my knowledge, no. I never really had anything that severe. I only really caught strep, which I guess probably could have killed me.
I'm gonna be honest. Really, any mid-tier disease would have probably KO'd you.
Could.
A literal cut would have killed you.
I don't know. I've never really been one for taking medicine. I usually just kind of wait it out.
Will it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. Got any questions about thought for me? I've been kind of really just throwing like my process on
I
it.
don't know. Let's go down memory lane. Just favorite memories. The memories that would go through your mind as you're dying.
I have them, but I don't want to tell them on the podcast. They all involve
Okay.
people I like that I don't want to say.
I guess. You don't have like a great memory with like your brother or something?
Nope. I don't have a lot of fun. I only remember the memories of him yelling at me because I beat him in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Not like your mom taking you to McDonald's one day.
Okay. There's a few with my mom. Like I remember going out on a picnic with her when I was younger, and that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, but right after that, I saw a baby bird die, so it was just it really kind of ruined the moment.
Okay.
Or that was the day after, but it kind of still ruined the moment.
I see.
What's another good one? I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think of video game ones. When I beat Melania in Elden Ring, that one was hype. I was like, that stupid bitch. I finally beat her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to cheese. I just had to be good at the game. That one was a pretty hype moment for me. When I hit 50K on YouTube, that was a pretty good one. I was like, holy fuck, that's a big ass number.
That's a big moment.
That is a pretty big moment. I guess technically my first kiss. That one plays in my mind pretty often for reasons. I don't know. What else could I say here? I guess any time I've ever got like a high kill streak in a game, dropping a fuck. I guess the other day when I was in fucking, I woke up one morning, I was like, man, I got nothing to do. Fuck it, I'll just play some Destiny for a little bit. My fucking second game in with fucking Ace of Spades, I dropped fucking 40. I'm like, What the fuck, man? I bring up the flow state because sometimes, man, I just get ace of spades. I'm so playing Destiny after this, because Lightfall just dropped and everybody's in queue right now because everybody's fucking apparently playing Lightfall and Destiny right now. Like I said to myself, I'm gonna record. Like I told people, like, yeah, I'm gonna record tomorrow. Like I just have to. And then I'm just all like, there is nothing in the fucking tank right now to record. Nothing. So I'm just like, fuck. But like, I woke up that one morning, and all of a sudden I just have ace of spades, and with ace of spades, every time you get a kill, it starts Memento Mori, and for your next 6 shots, all bullets do I think a lot more damage. I think you go from like 3 to 4 headshots to like consistently 2. Like it's you do a lot more with the multiplier damage, and I just kept on fucking dink, dink, dink. And every kill, so you basically, every kill you get, you can just reload the gun. So like the 6 stack with the bullets continues until you die. And I just kept going and going and going. And I don't know. It's moments like that in video games where I'm like, I'm that guy. Smash Bros announcement. I remember that one.
Smash Bros.
Because you had that fucking outrageous reaction.
Pichu. I had not been able to play Pichu since I was like 6 years old. He had not been in a Smash game for that long. My brain then knew nothing but joy seeing my favorite
yellow fucking
player.
Rat.
Look, I like that guy. So he might not be my favorite Pokemon, but he's definitely he's basically number 2 on that list.
Unironically, I like Raichu out of that entire line.
I just like the whole line.
Yeah, Raichu's pretty cool.
Pichu, I just feel like is cool. He's a cool little
I wish
guy.
he gets another variant. I want an electric an electric flying type. I don't know.
That's just look for the Pikachu clones.
I know, but I want a variant that just is super fast. Like he's the Flash.
Quicko.
Anyway, back to memories.
So I'm gonna cut
Avengers
you off.
Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them, Infinity War.
And
I remember we were in the theater and it ended, and I went, it ends like, what did I say?
You're like, what the F?
I didn't say what the fuck. I was like, that's how it ends?
I just remember that was too funny. That whole weekend was probably one of the funniest weekends of my life because I told this story before on the podcast that it was like, I saw it opening night, Thursday, and I was like, oh my gosh, everyone is dead. And then I go to school the next day and I told absolutely no one what happens. And I remember everybody telling me their favorite Marvel characters and being like, yep, they're cool in that one. Jarrett was like, yeah, Doctor Strange is just my favorite guy. He's become my favorite Marvel character. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty cool in that movie. And then Colton's like, Black Panther, baby. And I'm like, yep, Black Panther.
I love Spider-Man.
You and Todd were like, who? Spider-Man. Spider-Man's the coolest. I'm like, yep, Spider-Man's pretty cool.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Oh my gosh. I think it was our friend Olivia. I think she said that I think she watched it Thursday too, because I remember me and her talking and she was like, Loki was my favorite guy. And I was like, yeah, I feel sorry for you.
That makes so much sense for her. She radiates Tumblr energy.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Endgame was basically the same thing because I remember being in photography, I think. Mm-hmm. I was in that class and everybody was asking me what happens in the movie. And I was like, I don't know. And they're like, who dies? And I was like, oh,
you're like Doctor Strange. Whoa. Can't say no.
They literally asked who dies in the movie. They were like, does Thor die? And I was like, yep. And then they're like, does Captain America die? I was like, yep. They named off everyone. I was like, yep, they're dead. They die. And then they're like, does Iron Man die? I was like, yep.
You're an asshole.
Like, are you lying? I was like, yep.
Nope. Do you like men? Yep.
Yep.
You want Markiplier's nudes? Yep.
Not quite.
Markiplier nudes. Tasteful nudes.
Tasteful.
I wonder how much money he
donated to charity.
Yeah, that was a lot of money.
Probably
apparently.
quite a bit. They crashed OnlyFans.
That's wild.
is truly
They
why.
wanted to see the Mark peen. You think Mark's packing? Guy question.
I don't
here.
know. He might be.
I'm gonna arguably say no. I think he's average.
You think he's average?
I think Mark is average. I don't think he got that schlong with him. Jacksepticeye, on the other hand, yeah, he's packing. Has to be.
Oh man,
You can't be that fucking outrageously weird.
You can't be
with
that
green hair.
outrageously Irish.
Yeah, without packing some meat behind it.
Oh, well, I hate to derail this segment, but I did want to ask you. So I found it weird that it seems like all of your happy memories occurred after you hit like puberty.
Yeah, I brought that up to a few people. I don't really have a lot of. I didn't think I had a good childhood.
It doesn't sound like it. You literally named no happy memories. You named one picnic with your mom that you said ended with a bird dying.
Yeah.
Did you really just not have a good childhood?
I don't think I did, honestly. Other than the video games and making those memories, which maybe that's why I like video games and fiction so much, is because I don't know. I guess seeing Goku beat Frieza and like Gohan beating Cell was just the highlights for me. There was quite literally nothing that ever happened. Yeah. I don't think I ever had a day. I don't think I ever had a good day at school until I met you guys.
Good gosh.
Like, I don't think I genuinely had a.
You did not enjoy your time being at school.
I didn't. It felt like a drag. Guess it kind of explains a lot, but I just genuinely didn't. Nothing ever felt. I don't think I can find a happy memory.
No positivity.
No, there was. If there was, immediately right after, back to darkness.
Dang, that's terrible. That's a terrible childhood.
I love playing Batman.
Batman
was good. All three Arkham games, baby. Minecraft was always elite.
Yeah, I have a lot of good memories. I remember the first time playing Minecraft. Is Isaac came over, and we kept replaying the free trial over and over again because we didn't actually want to buy the game.
Why not?
We just I think it was only in demo version on the Xbox 360 at the time. So we're all playing, and we're like just trying to figure out like the secrets of the demo version, like that first starting area where they have the big Minecraft sign in the sky. We just made it our goal to try to build up to that sign just to see what's in there. Because
wasn't there another portal?
Yeah, because I was like, guys, I think we can go up to that sign. I'm pretty sure it looks like that's something we can touch. So we like combined all our resources together to be able to go up and see what's up there. And we made it like just in time for when the trial ended that we got to see the nether portal inside.
Oh.
I think that very next day we ended up buying it.
Elite.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm going to be honest, I think I start to have like good memories is with Peter playing like Call of Duty and Halo. Oh, the girlfriends arrived. Ugh. I'm going to be all mopey now. Well, if I wasn't before.
It was maybe spit out my water.
I wanted you to. I wanted you to do the comedic.
Do a spit. If I ever do a spit take, it won't be in this direction. I do not want to spit on the road.
I think you're going to go that way. But no, I don't. Maybe I did. There maybe be moments where I think, yeah, I remember hanging out with my cousins and enjoy. Okay. I enjoyed the barbecues. Unironically, compared to now, I did like family events when I was younger.
I think it's different when you're younger because like you can just brain empty, go run around, play with your cousins.
I remember when my aunt got me the SH Figure Arts Vegeta, like the original one. I still have it. I don't have the box though. He's up on my shelf in my room. I need to get a new one of him. But I need to get a lot of the SH Figure Arts because I just want to collect them because they just look cool. But I remember that when my aunt got me that, and I just felt like, wow, my aunt's so fucking cool. She bought me anime stuff.
This is probably going to be a bad story to tell for the person involved in this, but I'm going to do it anyways. But one of my first memories of playing with my cousins was my cousin Joshua. We were just hanging out playing in my grandparents' backyard. And I can't even remember what we're playing, but I remember him telling me about the concept of liking boobies. And I was like, wait, huh?
As a grown man now, I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah,
boobies,
I think he was like,
conceptually just make men happy.
He had to have been like 6 or 7 because he's like 2 years older than me.
What the fuck was a 6 or 7-year-old talking about boobies for?
I'm guessing he heard it from somewhere else.
I
remember being very young and being like, boobies?
Boobies?
What are boobies?
They're fat sacks in a woman's chest.
And I was like, you're supposed to like those?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then I basically just went back to talking about cats.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Nothing's changed.
Do you not like boobies?
I mean, if it came between touching a boobie and touching a cat, I think you know my answer.
That's wild. I know, audience. I know what you. If you know me well, you know what I'm choosing.
One thing I've always had since I was a kid is I really liked animals. Just being around animals.
Why did you become a veterinarian? I don't like animals that much.
I don't like them that much.
Apparently, one of my YouTuber friends. He's not a YouTuber anymore. I don't know. He's becoming a veterinarian.
Interesting. I know. We know a few people that are becoming veterinarians, don't we?
Yeah, Bethany.
Yeah.
I know.
Got to save those animals. Help them out.
Fuck them. Nah. I like animals too.
What is up with this guy today? But yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of good memories from my childhood. I remember there was one time during the summer they used to have like book days at the library here.
Oh, and, fuck! You're unlocking memories.
It was like a rainy day, and my mom.
They were always rainy, right?
It was super rainy that Saturday, and I remember my mom took me and Mariah there to go check out some of the books. And the only section I ever looked at the library was always the dinosaur section. I always got a new dinosaur book, and I was very well versed on dinosaurs as a child. Though my dinosaur knowledge, I'm supposing at this point, is outdated because those books were from like the 90s and 2000s.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I don't know. I thought I was good at knowing dinosaurs, but then they changed the Spinosaurus like 15 times since I've been alive.
Because it got bombed
It got bombed
by the Nazis. The full skeleton they had. Even though technically,
I know the lore. You think I don't know the lore?
I'm reiterating it for the audience who might not know. Even technically, how that skeleton was described is technically wrong.
I'm sure they put everything together wrong back in like the 40s.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I think like the 70s or 80s that they actually started like figuring it out. And even then, some of them still aren't known to be
100% accurate.
Yeah. So who knows? But I really like dinosaurs, so I always got dinosaur books from the library. And I remember my sister would always buy me dinosaur stuff for my birthday and Christmas.
Nah, man. Fucking either getting those fucking origami Yoda books or fucking or seeing a new diary of the Wimpy Kid.
Scholastic book fairs.
Dude, the Scholastic book fair and the fucking the magazine papers to get books, bro. Mm-hmm. That shit was goated, bro.
It really was.
Oh, my kids do that. They're like, Dad, can I buy a book? I'll be like, fuck yeah, you'll buy a book.
I doubt they'll ever get rid of that. I remember always getting like one book, and I'd spend like the rest of my money on like the tiny merch that they'd have. Like, I think I got this one book. It was like, I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was like this guy or this boy finds a Triceratops egg in his chicken coop, and he hatches it, and like the whole town's like trying to steal his Triceratops or something. I remember that book specifically, getting it from the Scholastic Book Fair, and then that and always Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Did you relate to the boy trying to make the Triceratops grow up?
I didn't relate to him because I didn't have a Triceratops.
Did you want to be the boy though?
I did. I really wished I had a Triceratops.
What would you name the Triceratops?
Probably name him like Trippy or something.
No fucking way I guessed that.
Trippy the Triceratops. Trippy though.
Let's get Colby's girlfriend on the podcast and ask her about her memories.
No.
I wanna unlock.
They banished us.
I thought you were about to say they were banging. I'm like, what? My brain mentally had a fart right there. He says, what did he just say?
Alex, I think your brain's been in a horny place ever since I said the word boobies.
No.
It was there before that, sorry.
Nah, it's always there. My horny demon's always constantly with me. I just wish he became my stand at this point. Like, it's just, why just be there constantly? Like, can you at least be like, can you punch? Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Can you at least be cool?
No, he's really not. He's kind of a dickhead.
I remember my first time watching JoJo's too. That's a more recent memory, I guess.
Yeah.
Is one of my buddies in high school, he gave me his Crunchyroll account.
Who?
He was a friend of Mitchell's, but they're not friends anymore. But so we were me and Colby were in his room and we downloaded Crunchyroll on the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching through part 1 and part 2.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was about this time of year too, like March. And Kirby Star Allies came out. And I remember getting to part 2. And I was like, man, why the heck did the Kirby Star Allies intro just copy the JoJo's intro?
I think, so when it comes to JoJo's, I think the first time, I actually technically, and I will publicly admit this, so whenever my subscribers find this part of this video, I technically never watched JoJo's in order my first time around. Mm-hmm. So I started from part 3, and then I'm like, oh, damn, this shit's fucking cool as fuck. And then I was like, okay, I should probably, because I watched it through Etika's stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So Etika was how I got introduced because of the whole memes and shit and him being cool with it. So I'd watch part 3 first, and I'm like, damn, okay, I guess I got to go to part 1 and 2 because I knew they were different. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had the casual fans mind perspective where it's all like Hamon's cool and all, but like stands become more pretty prevalent. So let me just start with that one, and I did. I'm like, oh, but I probably should go in order because eventually I think after I finished part 3, everybody's like, don't skip parts. Like that kind of
no skipping.
That trend kind of became pretty big. So I'm like, all right, then I'll just go through parts 1 and 2, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. Like I don't know. And then like another thing with me, I'd never really fucked with Joseph that hard. Mm-hmm. Maybe now that because I've appreciated the whole series, I'm like, I like Joseph now. But like when I first watched, I'm like, you're not funny as the memes.
You know what? That actually wasn't the first time I ever watched JoJo. First time I ever watched JoJo was just randomly. I was like, is this where the meme comes from? This is what people say the meme, the to be continued meme comes from. And me and Colby turned it on. And it was in the middle of part 2, and it was just a bunch of half-naked men, like, just standing weird. And we just looked at each other and were like, what on earth is this?
The greatest TV show you'll ever fucking witness.
Eventually we did, I think it was just a couple months later, we did end up watching through part 1 and 2. And then we got to part 3, and we're like, this is dumb. And then we stopped watching. And then we watched we ended up later that summer seeing the end of part 3 and then watching more of
and then you watched
JoJo.
4
and I was like part 4 is good, and then I hated part 5.
You didn't even fucking finish it. You watched the fucking first episode.
I saw the dance, and that was all I needed to see.
The dance is like the coolest thing. You know, but that is like
the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
What? That's the whole point. The show is dumb. Bizarre. Really? You think that fucking torture dance is the dumbest thing you'll ever see?
It has not been beaten so far in television that I've seen.
Because they were torturing a man to death and they just danced.
I don't care. It was dumb.
That is the weirdest fucking critique ever.
How is it weird? It's stupid.
You don't want to watch an entire part because they just were like, man, we're going to jam out real quick while we torture this guy.
It's dumb. It was like, I don't know. Just everything about part 5's vibe did not vibe with me.
I guess.
I kind of liked part 6, but I never finished it.
Okay. I was just, I didn't think that was the critique. I thought you just didn't like the first episode. You just didn't watch. You just saw the torture dance.
It just never got more interesting. I think I did watch past the torture dance, but it never got more interesting.
Yeah, you never got to King Crimson. You never got to the whole, like, the actual, like, the meat and potatoes of the part.
If it takes that long to get to the meat and potatoes, then you did it wrong.
I guess it's a critique on storytelling parts. I'm actually totally fine waiting for, like, shit to happen. That's why I kind of like One Piece in a sense. Even though it's kind of gets repetitive a little bit towards, I guess, the series is ending soon, technically. But I'm kind of the older philosophy. Like, you see it with a lot of, like, old world stories where there'll be, like, 40 fucking chapters of nothingness, and then eventually you get to the plot. And I'm like, yes.
See, but I'd rather, if you're going to have 40 chapters of nothing, at least have, like, something interesting speckled throughout. Like, throw a bone in there or something, but nothing.
You got nothing for part 5. You didn't get.
I felt absolutely
Abakio's
no
backstory.
joy. No.
Abakio, I think Bruno's backstory's in there.
I didn't care.
Mista's backstory.
I did not care.
Narancha's backstory.
Nope,
Fugo's.
care.
I thought Fugo's probably the most interesting out of all of them.
None of them was interesting.
You didn't think the child who was, I think in the anime, was almost almost by his professor, and him beating the ever living shit out of him, and then eventually being outcasted by his family was not interesting to you, and how he became a gang member because of it?
No.
The concept of a Joestar that was the result of Dio using Jonathan's body wasn't interesting to you?
That was arguably one of the most uninteresting parts.
This is like the most critical take on Bleach. I didn't like Bleach. Why? Oh, everything felt uninteresting. I'm like, you fucking thought the Aizen. You didn't think the Aizen, the whole concept of Aizen.
It's just my opinion. I didn't think it was interesting.
There's some points on the internet where I hear, you're not the first person I've ever talked to who's had some wild takes about shows.
It's not wild. It's just,
I think a vocal minority here. That's just wild to me. I
don't think it's vocal. I see more people like part 5.
I know you're just in this weird minority.
It's not weird. I just didn't like it.
It's weird that you didn't like it. You don't have to like part 5. It's just weird you just didn't find anything about those characters interesting. Absolutely none of them. Like Koichi was in the first episode. You weren't interested about that?
He was gone so fast.
It just didn't peak. Like the whole Popo.
It felt like, reference to last week's episode, it felt like the black and white of the JoJo's.
It is so wrong, but yet so right at the same time when you describe that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not really black and white. I'd say probably if that's anything, that's part 1. Because that shit's really basic.
Part 1 would be Pokemon Red and Blue.
No, that's. Oh, you meant Pokemon?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you actually meant like the writing philosophy of black and white. No. If anything's black and white, it's part 7. I'll be honest.
I don't even know anything about.
I'm gonna be honest. If you come at me with part 7 wasn't interesting, I'm gonna look at you and be like, that reading comprehension skill looking kind of low right now.
I don't read the manga. I just watch the anime.
It's same difference. It's just an audiobook at that point. I don't know. It's just
you can't say anything about anime without the anime fans getting mad.
Well, no, it's just weird. I just didn't find anything interesting. It's just perplexing to me.
It's like the same with Chainsaw Man. I see nothing that.
Oh, I haven't actually
get into the series.
I haven't even watched Chainsaw Man.
Well, you read all of it, so
I've read it. I just don't watch it.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm waiting until they get to the Bomb Devil arc. Because that's when some of my favorite characters show up. So I'm just waiting until that shows up and I'll binge it.
I guess.
Yeah, but that unironically, Chainsaw Man is pretty good. I think you'd actually like it, but I don't know if Denji might be interesting. There's a lot of other characters that you might find interesting. I don't think you'll like Denji because he's not relatable to you.
I honestly think from what I've seen of it so far, the only character I would have found interesting ends up dying.
Yeah, most of them do. I think like 90% of the first part.
And that's why I wouldn't get into Game of Thrones. If I grew attached to their character, they'd probably kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about character death in stories? You like it, yes or no?
It's good. So you need sometimes a character to die.
Caesar!
I
didn't like part 2 that much, but that got to me. I'm like, fuck.
I did like part 2. Enough about anime, though. What are some other memories you have?
Nothing else.
No, you have absolutely no other memories.
No.
You went to the Scholastic Book Fair, and that was the most positive moment in your entire elementary school career.
Yeah.
Wow. That is not good.
Yeah.
I remember, I think I was like 4 or 5. And it was like one of the first times my dad took me fishing. He used to work like night shifts, so he was able to watch me during the day while my mom was at work. So one day, it was like mid-May, I'd have to say. He took me out fishing. And I believe for those of you, which is more just the family who watch this, you know this area as the Fall. You basically climb down a cliff and enter a
Why are you
fishing
climbing
spot.
your brother?
What?
Why are you climbing cliff?
No.
He is pretty. He is pretty. He is pretty climbable. I won't
It was
lie.
kind of, as a child, being so much smaller than my siblings, it was kind of like Attack on Titan when I had to fight.
Have you ever watched Attack on Titan?
I did watch Attack on
Did
Titan.
you like Attack on Titan?
It was okay.
That's just okay. That's just wild.
I like the first season.
Everybody likes
and
the first season.
I think
No way you're gonna say you don't like the second season.
I think I kind of liked the second season. It was the third season I did not like.
What?
I haven't seen the last season yet.
The third season's like the most like crucial.
Which one's the one that they're like just all political? It was like a huge like political season that I did not like it. I remember
3. It's 3 because one is the whole like Titans everywhere and Aaron learning shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then season 2 is where they learn about the outside world, and then season 3 is the politics, and season 4 is going to be like, or the season 4 and all the fucking parts it has, the fucking JoJo shit.
What I think it was like.
But season 3 was the most interesting because that's when like the politics got involved. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, it's just racism."
It was dumb for like the first half of it. I didn't like, and then like the final couple episodes I thought were cool.
Do you just get brain dead when you watch animes?
I think just a lot of anime. I think in general, there's just a lot of animes that don't interest me that much. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like the way a lot of people write their stories.
Did you like?
It's the same with American TV too. There's a lot more shows
now that you're saying this to me, I know we're going off topic from your fishing story, but now I'm thinking about it. What the fuck do you enjoy in terms of fiction? Like,
I like a lot more like comedy stuff. I've been watching through New Girl recently. That's been pretty enjoyable. And I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Psych. I guess I like Marvel as fiction, but it depends on the Marvel area that I'm interested in. I think there's just certain writers that I just don't like the way they write. And
fair.
I do like a good war movie. I will say that. A good World War II movie.
We are so same, but so different at the same time.
I don't know. It's just a weird thing with anime because I really like Demon Slayer, but at the same time, there's like other anime that are kind of like similar to that I don't like.
You are such a peculiar little creature.
How
man.
am I? It's just my opinion.
It's just weird that you like. I don't get me wrong. I like Demon Slayer too because it's just a really casual anime. You don't have to
casual.
You don't have to giga brain it. But it's just like it's just weird hearing other people's opinions in real time, and you're like, how'd you do that? Why do you think like that?
I'm sorry, I'm not.
It's just really weird where you go like, yeah, man, I like Attack on Titan season 1 and 2, and then like season 3,
I think
I hear the opposite. I hear everybody being like, dude, like season 3 is like so fucking good.
I really thought the politics were boring.
Really? You thought you didn't think the racism was...
A lot of people think Avatar's good, and I refuse to watch that.
It's like a 6.
It's like a 6.
I think Way of Water was better, to be totally honest.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
there was another fond memory involved with that one.
So weird. I don't understand. But back to my fishing story. So late May, out on the fall, and I remember getting my knee slit open. I have so many fishing stories where I get hurt.
Jesus.
But my knee got slit open, and my dad ended up just taking me back home because I was bleeding a lot. And the power went out at the house. So what he ended up doing was we stopped by some store. I think it was Harvest that we stopped by, and he grabbed some sandwich stuff and fudgesicles, and he made me a sandwich, and we both sat out on the porch and ate fudgesicles waiting for my mom to get home.
I think I had a terrible dad. I don't remember.
Jeez.
I don't remember any moment like that with either of maybe my mom.
I think just some dads are different with the way they express themselves towards their kids. Because my dad's
violence.
I think he got better over time. My dad wasn't.
I couldn't be loud when he was taking a nap.
No.
And he'd get mad at me. I'm like, dog.
Violence.
Like he'd start yelling. I'm like, dog. I am 5.
I'm 5 years old.
What
Please
are you?
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Goodness sakes.
I don't. Damn, man. I need a hug for real, for real.
I'll give you a hug later.
I have maybe like one fishing story with my dad, but like to add upon it, it's him also yelling at me. Well, no, I did throw a fucking fish back like a fucking throwing knife.
Well,
so it is deserved, but I was just like, I didn't fucking know any better. Don't yell at me.
Tomahawk the fish.
I think it lived.
The fish are pretty resilient.
No.
Unless they're like pet fish, then they die.
Plus, there was a little kid throwing, so I don't think it.
Yeah, I mean, a fish probably throws its own body out of the water with more force than a child tossing it. But yeah, I don't know. I just have a lot of good fishing memories. I remember in elementary school, I told the story of how we got lost going geocaching, but we went geocaching a lot during, I think, the year I was like 10 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we spent a whole Saturday geocaching, and that whole day was spent me and Colby just getting hurt on those geocaches. Like, I think we're like out at the park over by our house, and I remember Mariah, like, we're going through the trees, and Mariah like had a stick that she was like going past, and she just let go, and it just swung back and hit Colby right in the eye. And then Colby had like a bunch of different things happen to him that he was just like bleeding by the end of the trip.
Let's get Colby and his girlfriend on real quick.
No.
Yes.
No,
I need them to talk.
We're banished.
How are we banished?
We're banished to the totally oblivious realm.
I guess.
But that happened, and then by the end of it, Colby was basically like, if it was a cartoon, Colby would have been in like a full body cast, and we're like dragging him to the next geocache. And we got to this one where it's like a geocache within like a huge bramble bush, and for some reason they just decided that I was the best fit to get that thing, because I think my arm was the smallest out of everyone's, so like I had the least amount of chance to get hurt.
Child labor.
And so I reached my hand in and took it out. This just reminded me of another story like this. I took it out, and I was just like a porcupine with all the brambles on my arm after trying to grab that geocache. Then there's another time. I got hurt so much as a child, not like major injuries, but usually just getting impaled by something. But I remember at elementary school, we're at recess one day, and we ended up we're at the baseball field. It's about April, so like everything was starting to grow, all the vegetation. So we're on the baseball field, and remember I ended up like we're playing something that I ended up going on my hands and knees on the field, because I think I was like about to I was gonna do something, I can't remember. I was on my hands and knees, and when I got up, I just felt searing pain, and I checked my knees, and I checked my hands, and it was just covered with goat heads. And I was like, ah!
You started taking tick damage.
Was that?
You started taking tick damage.
I was taking tick damage. I was like, ah! And I remember all the girls came running, and they're like, oh my gosh. And they started picking out the goat heads from my hands.
Mm.
And then I was like,
Mr. Bitches over here.
I was like, thanks, guys. And then I pulled up my shorts so they could see my knees. And I was like, could you help me here too? And it was just even more on my knees. And they just screamed. But we ended up getting them all off. And the very next class was music class. And for some reason, I think either the music teacher or God hated me that day. Because the lesson that day was clapping to a rhythm. And I was like, ow, 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 ow. But yeah, that was...
Could have just done this. Or done this. Or something.
The teacher would have got mad. I swear that teacher hated me. And I didn't like music, so I guess it was mutual.
Yeah, you also have that opinion too.
Just not a big fan. I appreciate music more now, but just then I did not care. I just wanted to draw pictures. I was like, why? Why am I getting a music class when I have no desire to learn about music? I want to learn about more drawing skills. Why don't
because drawing involves nudity.
I was like, why don't I have that choice? I just drew funny little animals.
Yeah.
They could have taught me how to draw funny little animals better.
Yeah, but I don't think they would.
They don't because they hate children.
Who doesn't?
That's not the point, Alex. The point isn't to hate children. The point is to make children's lives better as we get older. We look at what our previous generation had brought us and we say, you know what? We're not going to do that to the children. And you know what? We're not going to hold it against them that we made their lives better.
I'm a hater right now, so I can't really agree with that, but I might agree with that when I'm 30.
Oh, yeah, as much as I say I hate kids, in all honesty, we should probably try to make their lives good.
I just be hating for real.
This guy.
No, it's pretty important to raise the next generation correctly, but just sometimes, man, I just don't want to deal with Why are you dumb? Come back to me when you're smarter.
Yeah, I feel that. But I think that's just with people in general, not just kids.
For real.
Well, Alex, I think we can start winding down the episode here.
Trauma.
Apparently trauma.
Vent.
So you really can't think of any good memories.
That doesn't involve a video game? No.
All right, I guess we'll move forward to high school. What's your favorite memory from high school that isn't dealing with a crush?
Let me think here. There's a few. So high school or middle school?
Either one.
I'm thinking here. I guess probably the one that I like the most is is when Mrs. Robertson. This is this is when I was starting to learn Photoshop, and I just kind of really got good at it. And like everybody started asking me for help. Like I became the center of attention. I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!
Wow, I know something.
They all want to know."
Don't.
Yeah, it was interesting for a little bit, learning and stuff, or just being the guy that
being the smart one in a subject.
Yeah, it was just cool.
The master of a subject.
Basically, now I can fucking do a lot in Photoshop.
Yeah,
just show me a tutorial real quick, and I'll feel like, oh, I know how to do that. Like I'm actually I know a lot of the stuff in Photoshop.
That's basically what I've been doing when it comes to editing the podcast. Is I'm like, I want to know how to do this. YouTube.
Yeah. Once you understand the basics of any program, Googling something and then you seeing it's like, oh,
yeah.
So it's not that hard. Like I can, if I were to show what I can do now in that class, it would be like, what the fuck? Like I take
beyond their understanding.
I take a very long time in Photoshop sometimes making the thumbnails. I guess another one. Technically, I already brought up the whole YouTube thing with the subscribers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bring up a bad memory?
I guess you can.
In Mr. Hoffines' class. So this is when I barely began my first my YouTube stuff, and I think I was around at like 200 subs or something. I think, because I remember like that number being brought up, and I brought it up to blank out these names and post Caleb.
Beep and beep.
Yeah, and they made fun of me.
Oh,
and I was just like, "You stupid bitches!"
No.
And like, and then I was just all like, "Well, I now have motivation." And then it eventually culminated into me, like me eventually becoming something out of myself. So it started off as a bad memory, eventually evolved into, yeah, I'm that guy now.
It was the hater energy.
It lasted a fucking long ass time. I genuinely have to say that. Now I just kind of do it out of enjoyment and fun. So
Nice.
I progressed.
Very nice.
I think another one would be when I benched like 225 in the weight room.
Yeah.
I was all like, yeah.
Weight room just has a lot of various memories
Being with the dudes, playing Smash Bros with you guys. Oh,
man.
that shit.
Good stuff.
That shit fucked. That
Basically,
shit was awesome.
any class that we had free time, somebody brought out the Switch and we were
Everybody
playing
did,
Smash
bro.
Brothers.
Everybody, bro.
I
think another good one would be like, remember when Andy called me smart? I actually kind of like,
I have a very funny memory with Andy too.
yeah, where he's just like, Alex, you should join our side, and I'm like, I was like, damn, Andy, like, are you being serious? Like, I feel so honored.
Andy,
and then Ben kind of calling me smart too. I have a lot of like compliment ones. I just remember all the compliments.
I remember I'll share the Andy memory real quick. But I remember I think I told this one too on the podcast that it was macroeconomics, and every single day I'd go in there and I'd give Andy a nice firm handshake every single day. And then one day we went in there, and instead of giving each other a handshake, we just gave each other a big hug.
Aw.
And I remember his girlfriend was like just confused.
That should be me.
And then our teacher was right behind us, and he was like, that was a sweet moment.
Aw.
But yeah, that was a funny memory with Andy. I always look back on that fondly.
I guess another moment would be like us breaking COD all those times.
Oh, we broke COD so many times.
And then fucking just playing Halo with Peter fucking on the last mission trying to survive. That shit was raw.
I was playing Mario Party with the Snowball Summit level.
Mm-hmm.
Good time. That was a really fun time.
Always. His mom yelling at me because I cussed. I'm like, my bad, Mrs.
Sorry.
My bad, Mrs. Peter's mom. My bad. I don't want to say his last name, but it's just like, it's just those little moments and stuff.
Just the little moments with friends. I guess
when we fucking tipped the guy fucking $30.
Oh, I think that was the same day we were playing Mario Party. We bought Domino's pizza, and we had so much money, but we didn't feel like we couldn't figure out how to split it evenly because we all had big bills.
Yeah.
And so we're just like, you know what?
Fuck
$30 tip.
Fuck it.
We spent $15 on pizza, $30 on a tip. How does that make sense? I don't know. We didn't care.
Just give it to him. I just want my fucking pizza.
Pretty much. But yeah, that was good times. Yeah, so enough with this memory. Yeah, this isn't my favorite memory, but it is a memory I think of very often. It was the last day before winter break I think it was 7th grade, because I was like, when we first started hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember me, you, and one of our other buddies were on the bikes,
Mm-hmm.
and they had Fireball playing, and we're like just working out to Fireball, singing along to the song. It's just a fond memory of mine. I always look back on it. I was like, anytime I hear that song, I think of that moment.
Fireball.
Like, yeah. Good times.
Definitely. A lot of cringe moments in there, though.
In middle school, I think you turn 11 and you just become cringe for the next couple years.
Decade until you're 21.
Decade. No, I'd say once you turn 18, you start to realize, oh, I have adult responsibilities.
La cringe.
Like cringe.
I don't
know. I have fun. I like to look back on my memories.
Oh,
I'm very nostalgic.
I got a really fun memory now. I don't think I can explain it on the podcast because I don't feel like it's right to, but it's
okay.
like for other people's privacy and stuff. But it's just now that I look back at it, I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of a fucking idiot. Because somehow I butterfly affected my way into a relationship.
I guess.
So I'm kind of happy about it. I was such a fucking idiot in high school.
Apparently, I was too.
I think we're all idiots.
I think
young and dumb, aren't we?
I think specifically us were a little special in high school.
Fucking apparently, everybody thought we were the dynamic duo.
We're the dynamic duo. Apparently, I had so many girls that had a crush on me. I had no idea.
Fucking oblivious.
Totally oblivious.
And here's me in the fucking corner. Why no one like me?
And I was like, nobody likes me. I was basically Goob from Meet the Robinsons. Hey, Caleb, nice hairstyle. Hey, Caleb, you look nice today. They all hated me.
I love that, man.
That's such a good movie. But anyways, we should probably wrap things up now.
Yeah, I'm getting all emo.
It's emo time.
I want to go home and play Destiny. I don't want to do anything for the rest of the day.
Well, thank you guys for watching this week's episode. Be back again next week. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Are we going to do the cereal tier list?
Can. If I remember.
Can we make you know what we're going to do for the next episode?
Cookies?
No. That also is a good idea. Is cereal a soup? Is a sub a sandwich? Find out next time.
Find out next week on Totally Oblivious.
I really do want to have that talk.
We can. All right. Peace out.
Deuces.